I traveled over 3,000 miles to Spain to photograph one of the most elusive animals on the planet, the Iberian Lynx. A species at one point on the brink of extinction, now making a comeback. For 4 days, I'll be spending my time here at Sierra de Andújar National Park, hoping to encounter these magnificent creatures. The beautiful landscapes of Spain home a variety of wildlife of not only the lynxes and other mammals, but an assortment of birds as well. Join me as I search for one of the most rarest animals on the planet on this episode of A Day in the Life of a Wildlife Photographer. All right, good morning. It is about 6:30 right now. Pretty early start to the day. Gonna get up, get some breakfast. They're gonna head out to the hide, so we're starting out pretty early. Here's my gear. Today, since we're gonna be doing a lot of hide shooting today, I'm gonna be using Canon 500 Mark II, R5 Mark II. Got a tripod set up, and I'm gonna be also filming some small behind the scenes using this GoPro camera right here. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty chilly outside. It might warm up later on throughout the day, but yeah, I'm really excited to get started. Today is day one. Fingers crossed we're getting some cool sightings today. Luckily, since it is pretty cold out, it's not summertime anymore, we have a higher chance of seeing a lot more lynx activity happening throughout the day. Usually during the summer, most of the activity is happening like early morning or late afternoon. But since it is winter right now, basically there's a lot more room for activity since it's not that hot for the animals, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'm gonna freshen up, get ready, get some food, and then we're gonna head out. So yeah, I'm excited. Let's do this. The plan is simple. Get up early, eat, and head out to the hide before the lynxes arrive. Day one, I'm a bit cold, and I can't lie, a little bit nervous. My guide Sharon, who is a biologist and professional wildlife photographer, has been photographing lynxes for years and knows some of the best spots to possibly spot them. And here we are, my home for the next 10 hours. As soon as we arrived to the first hide, we spotted a young lynx just by the road. We have just a few minutes to get in, set up, and ready ourselves. The clock is ticking. And now, silence. No movement, no sounds, nothing at all, and especially no sign of any lynxes. Now, I'm thinking, is this moment over? Is it ruined? Did we miss it? Are these 10 hours wasted? Well, this next moment will truly shock you. Within the first 5 to 10 minutes, the Iberian Lynx, one of the most elusive animals on the planet, makes an appearance. This beautiful young male slowly makes his way out into the open as it spots something hidden in the bushes. To my surprise, it isn't the lynx's dinner, but something else entirely. Another cub. These two have been spotted around this area for some time now, and I'm super excited to finally meet them. As one grooms, the other watches from a distance. And to my surprise, decides to walk up right in front of me. Truly one of the most beautiful animals I've ever seen. It is crazy to think that at one point, only 100 of these species remained in the wild. Due to habitat loss, hunting, road accidents, and among other things, the Iberian lynx's population has struggled to thrive. But due to conservation efforts, their numbers are making a comeback. Watching these cubs play has truly been an insane highlight of my photography career. day one, definitely a success. And just like that, they're gone. With the lynxes gone, the birds take over. Here on the shrublands, these watering holes are not only utilized by the lynxes, but also by the vast diversity of the birds here as well. From common wood pigeons, to robins, to magpies, and so many other species, the vast biodiversity of birds here on the shrublands is truly a marvel to witness. Only 6 more hours to go. With about 1 hour left, the fatigue definitely starts to set in. There hasn't been any sighting of any lynxes for about 9 hours. But suddenly, something does appear in the distance. A small rabbit foraging for food. The European rabbit plays a vital role here in this system, since it is the primary food source for the lynxes. And within the final minutes, we get one last surprise. Another lynx. And as this lynx makes its exit, we are met with another surprise. To my excitement, a massive male makes his appearance. The Iberian Lynx can weigh up to 54 pounds and live to around 13 years in the wild. And while they are mainly crepuscular, mainly active around sunset, during the winter, they are active throughout the day. And as quickly as he arrived, he's gone. Just wrapped up our first shoot, and it was actually really good. Can't wait to show the photos. As soon as we got here, we had 2 cubs immediately jump out, and now they're just playing around for about 15 minutes. So such an amazing encounter. Slowed down towards the middle. We stayed for about maybe like 7-8 hours. Slowed down towards the middle, but towards sunset it picked back up. But we're gonna head back, get some food, but definitely a great first start for the day. So yeah, super excited for the rest of the week. But yeah, so happy to get my first Iberian Lynx. So cool. Alright, good morning. It is day 2 here in Spain. Getting ready for some breakfast. It's about 6:40 right now, so I'm about to head downstairs to get some food. After the first day of lynx shooting, which was a great experience, I did not wake up for dinner, unfortunately. I came back, I was pretty exhausted, and I messed up my alarm, and unfortunately I slept through it, and I did not eat dinner. So I'm not gonna make that mistake today. My alarm is set, everything's all good, so that I will be able to eat some food after a long day of shooting. Luckily it wasn't too bad. I had an apple and some like water, but wasn't too bad, but definitely don't want to make that mistake again. But yeah, it is day 2. Super excited. Day 1, we got extremely lucky. As soon as we got there, 2 boy cubs were out playing, running around, and having fun, and that lasted for about maybe like 15-20 minutes. And then it got pretty silent, I would say, until sunset. So we were actually at the hide from like, I would say, 8 o'clock to 6 p.m. for sunset. So around sunset, that's when things started picking back up. The cubs came back, and we got to see a male as well, which is really cool. So super excited to see what we'll see today. Hopefully we get some more cub action. And there's also some other cool birds there. I can't pronounce it. I think it's called like a hoopie or a hoop. I'm saying it probably incorrectly, but a really cool looking bird. Apparently it is rare to see during this time. So hopefully that bird comes back as well, so you get some cool shots of that. But yeah, Gonna finish getting dressed, get my camera stuff and all that stuff set up, and head downstairs and get some food because I am starving. All right, let's go. Today we head out to a new hide location. Really excited to see how this new spot turns out. Okay, maybe not this way. Okay, scratch that. We're heading back to the same location. The plan is still the same. Get in, get set up, and get ready for the 10-hour wait. And just like yesterday, as soon as we got set up, a lynx made an appearance. But this lynx had other plans that did not involve getting its picture taken today. Still, it was a great sign for hopeful things to come. But you already know what time it is. It's bath time. And throughout these 9 hours, it will be just bath time. And although these aren't the lynxes that I'm looking for, these birds are still beautiful, nonetheless. And it seems we have a new visitor. A guest appearance from the lynx's dinner, but still, no lynxes. And with 9 hours gone and only a few minutes remaining, we are greeted with one final surprise. A hoopoe, foraging in the distance. These semi-migratory birds can be found across Africa, Asia, and Europe, and are most notable by their large crown feathers. These stunning birds can live up to 10 years and primarily feed on insects for survival, a species I've been wanting to photograph for quite some time now. And with that, the shoot is over, and for 10 hours without any lynxes, that was pretty brutal. But there is always tomorrow. Alright, just got back in. Wow. Whew. So we definitely were not that lucky today. As soon as we got there, we had to wait maybe like an hour or so, and we saw one cub run by, and that was all the activity that we had for the rest of the 9 hours that we were there. It was pretty slow. A lot of birds, so I got some pretty cool bird shots. But as far as lynx activity, nothing. So we definitely got extremely lucky yesterday with the two cubs that basically gave us 15, 20, almost 30 minutes of just them running around and having fun. So I had no idea. I knew it could be brutal, but I had no idea that like there are days where you'll get absolutely nothing. Sunset came around, the car came to pick us up. We had to split up into two groups, so I decided to stay behind for the second group. And my guide that I was with was like, wouldn't it be crazy if like as soon as that car pulls off, a lynx pops up? And believe it or not, as soon as the car pulled off, a lynx popped up on the side. I got my camera. It was a bit dark, so I got some footage. I'm not sure if I'll even like show it. Depends on like if it's usable or not. But I got some footage of it. It kind of popped up on the side. It ran off, and then it got some food. So of course, after 10 hours of waiting, the action and stuff finally happens when we leave. That's nature for you. So it is what it is. That was day 2. So definitely was a day more so focused on bird content. Got a lot of cool birds. But as far as the lynx, wasn't really good for the lynx. But it's nature. What are you gonna do? So back at the hotel, I have my alarm set. I'm not gonna miss dinner this time around. So dinner is later on. So I'm gonna catch some Z's, charge some batteries, and get some food in me. I may go to the gym after I eat. I gotta see how I feel afterwards after this nap. But day 2 down, and hopefully day 3 we're actually moving locations. We have a new setup, some new hides, so maybe that'll give us some new luck. I think we use all of our luck on that first hide. I don't know, but we'll see how the new hide setup looks. And fingers crossed we get some more encounters. But today was pretty brutal. But let me get some rest, get some food in me, and I'll catch you with you all tomorrow. Peace. All right, good morning. It is a very rainy morning. We were headed to the new location. I'm gonna grab some breakfast really fast. But yeah, apparently the new spot is pretty beautiful. I've seen some pictures. I'm pretty excited about it. And yeah, we didn't get too lucky with the lynxes yesterday, so fingers crossed our luck is a whole lot better today. But yeah, pretty nice, cool, wet, rainy morning. But I'm glad the weather isn't really too bad. Like, I thought it was gonna be way colder, and honestly, it's been around like the 50s, so I'm definitely loving the weather. So I'm gonna grab some breakfast, get set up, meet the group, and we're gonna head out. But yeah, I'll check back in when we are at the new location. And we're off to a new location on this wet, rainy morning. We're heading off to a new location, so hopefully this new spot will give us some well-needed luck. Although I am enjoying myself, with only one day left, I am definitely feeling the pressure. This new area is way more open than the last, and while this may make for some interesting shots, I know I have to pay extra attention to my surroundings for any lynx sightings. And within a few minutes, a lynx appears. And although it was a bit too dark to get a clear shot, it is always a great sign to spot one out in the open. And he's gone. 10 more hours to go, and hopefully we'll have another encounter later on. With the lynx gone, the usual suspects come out and make an appearance. And although the lighting isn't the best, I'm glad someone's enjoying the weather. Hunting and habitat loss have played a huge role in the decline of the lynx's population, but the decline of rabbit populations due to disease have also been an impact as well. Due to a shrinking food source, the lynx's numbers declined, and as a result, so did their genetic diversity. With fewer lynxes gave rise to inbreeding, which made them more susceptible to disease. Long story short, if the rabbits thrive, the lynxes thrive. Within a few hours, we were greeted by another interesting guest, this very eccentric ring-necked pheasant that was very captivated by its own reflection. And although not a lynx, this still was a pretty fun encounter. With only a few minutes left of today's shoot, I'd given up. And then, this happened. Out of nowhere, this young lynx sprinted out of the bushes, giving me only seconds to react. These are the moments that make wildlife photography truly worth it. When you wait over 10 hours, and the moments that last seconds give you the shots that last for a lifetime. It is time to head back and prepare for the final day. Exhausted, drained, and incredibly hungry, but still overly satisfied by being able to capture such a beautiful moment. All right, good morning. We are setting up for the final day of shooting for the Iberian Lynx. Yesterday's shoot was extremely rough. We were out there for about 10 hours. When we got there, we saw a lot of the lynxes in the new location. They were actually running around before we actually got into the hides. They were present. As soon as we got set up into the hide, they were gone. So we were there for about 10 hours, nothing. And towards sunset when we had to leave, basically around sunset, we spotted one lynx that popped out for like a couple of seconds. I snapped a couple of shots. But yes, it was very brief and very brutal. So we hope to get lucky. This is our final day of shooting. We're probably going back to that location again, and fingers crossed that we can get some good stuff. But yeah, this is wildlife photography. It's brutal, it's unforgiving, but ultimately it is such a rewarding and fun thing. So I'm gonna get some breakfast, sit down, get myself mentally prepared, and yeah, fingers crossed for the final day of shooting. I'm nervous. Look at this beautiful sunrise. Oh my God, it's gorgeous. Whew. All right, let's get to it.
There's a lot going through my mind right now. A bit nervous, but ultimately, whatever happens, this has truly been such a phenomenal experience. Fast forwarding to the final few minutes of the shoot. The whole day, there was 0 lynx sightings. Greeted by the usual suspects like this beautiful ring-necked pheasant, and also greeted by another interesting species that I've always wanted to photograph, the European green woodpecker. And although this encounter was truly remarkable, I feared that I would have no time with the Iberian Lynx on my final day. On my final day, within the last few seconds, the lynx made its final appearance. With only a few seconds to react, as I walked along the road and looked in my direction, I was only able to capture the single and final shot.
Just wrapped up our final shoot of the trip, and we're gonna end it with this gorgeous sunset. Wow, that's beautiful. I got really lucky and decided to change hides last minute, so I was in this teeny little hide right over there. And during our final moments, I got lucky and I got a chance to see a lynx. It was really quick, it ran by, but I got a couple shots in, and yeah, so I can't believe it. The workshop is finally over, and yeah, I am gonna head back now, get some food. Oh, what a crazy workshop this has been. Whew.
Overfilled with emotion and at a loss for words, my time here has finally come to an end. The Iberian Lynx, one of the most elusive animals in the world, and I finally got to see one in the wild. Wildlife photography can be brutal, unforgiving, relentless, and so many other things. But in the end, these are the moments that make it truly worth it every single time. This journey has taken me to some pretty amazing places, and I'm forever grateful to the amazing people who have helped me along the way. Without my guide and friend Sharon, this truly would not have been possible. And although my time here was short, these experiences and memories will live with me for the rest of my life.